Tyler Kuhn, and I'm here to present the constellation Capricorn. To locate Capricorn, it's going to be in the southern hemisphere with a right ascension of 21.2 hours and a declination from 20 to 23 degrees. It's visible from the latitudes of 60 degrees and negative 90 degrees, and its best viewed month is during December. And then some of the surrounding constellations that you can help find Capricorn is by finding them. You have Sagittarius, Microscopium, Austrinius, and I'm scooting up at the top of the right corner. The significance behind the name is Capricornus literally translates in Latin to the goat. And the reason for the half goat, half fish body comes into play from the Greek mythology explanation of it. It's the 40th largest constellation in the sky, covering a space of 414 square degrees, and it's in the fourth quadrant of the southern hemisphere. The mythological origin, the constellation is associated with the time when the Greek gods sought refuge from the Titans and they fled to Egypt. Following the battle with the Titans, Typhon, who was the son of the earth, and the Titan Tartarus sought revenge on the Olympian gods. Now, in an attempt to escape from them, the gods adopted various disguises, with Zeus being a ram, Hera a white cow, and Bacchus a goat. And Typhon caught up to them, and Bacchus, in a fit of fear, jumped into the Nile, but only managed to transform halfway. So he got half of a goat, half of a fish, hence the constellation's artistic rendering. And he screamed, which allowed Hermes to run in and save Zeus from Typhon. And thanks for Bacchus's distraction, he raised him into the heavens. Now, Capricornus is the second faintest zodiac constellation after Cancer, and it has what is known as a celestial triangle. And the triangle is formed out of three of its major stars: Alpha 2 Capricorni, which is also Al-Jadi, Beta Capricorni, Dabi, and Omega Capricorni, which is Baden Al-Jadi. It also has the interesting fact that in the tropical zodiac, the Sun transits Capricornus from December 22nd to January 19th of each year. But from the sidereal zodiac, the Sun transits Capricornus from January 15th to February 14th of each year. Some of the major stars in Capricornus include Deneb Al-Jadi, which is the brightest star in the constellation, with a magnitude of 2.85. This is a four-star system, roughly 39 light years away from Earth, with the white giant as its main component. And it's located near the ecliptic, and it can be occulted by the moon and sometimes by the planets, but those are rarer equations. Delta Scuti is the type of the variable that this is known as, and this simply means that it varies in brightness due to both radial and non-radial pulsing of the planet's surface. Another major star is Beta Capricorni, which is also known as Dabi. This is the second brightest star in the constellation of Capricornus, and it's a multiple star system composed of Dabi Major and Dabi Minor. Dabi Major is an orange bright giant with a blue-white dwarf, and Dabi Minor is a binary star with an AO giant and as a primary, and a companion whose atmosphere is unusually rich in mercury and manganese. Omega Capricorni, which is also known as Baden Al-Jadi, is a red giant with a magnitude of 4.12. It's located about 630 light years away from Earth and is a variable star, meaning that its absolute and variable luminosity fluctuate. Alpha Capricorni, which is also known as Al-Jadi, is an optical binary star, and it is composed of two star systems, Prima Jadi and Segunda Jadi, separated by roughly 0.1 degrees in the sky, as seen right there. So from our vantage point, they appear extremely close. Some of the deep sky objects in Capricornus. Now, there was only one Messier object in the entire constellation, and that was Messier 30, or NGC 7099, which is a magnitude 8 globular cluster. This was near Zeta Capricorni, and as you can see, it is very compressed in the center, and it has what appears to be two short rays of stars going out towards the northwest, and it has multiple different spirals coming in that give it sort of a web-like appearance. Another cool thing about Capricornus was that it has different meteor showers throughout the year. The Alpha Capricornids lasted roughly July 15th to September 11th, and their maximum activity occurs around August 1st, with 6 to 14 meteors per hour, and they can reach up to a magnitude of 2 in brightness. The Chi Capricornids, going from January 29th to February 28th, are what are known as a daylight meteor shower, and they can reach their max around February 18th. Then the Capricornids, Sagittariids, are January 13th to February 28th, and they reach their max from about January 30th to February 30th. These are the sources I used to compile the information in my presentation. Thank you. For my assigned time period, I had realism, and for my piece of work, I chose The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which was published under the pen name of Mark Twain, and the real author was Samuel Clemens. Elements of realism include that the diction is the natural vernacular, meaning that it's no longer poetic, it's real everyday language that your average person will use. It captures the regional dialect. The character is more important than the action or the plot in realism, as the character will often make complex ethical choices which are more important than the subjects in the plot. The characters appear in the real complexity, therefore it creates a more relatable character than it would if you wrote a story about a god or an aristocrat. The characters are flawed, as are people, which reinforces that relatability factor. The nature of moral dilemmas mark the work and seem realistic,